Howdy, Jacob here. Today we're looking at Harmony Biosciences Holdings in the pharmaceuticals industry, 1.7 billion market cap on 1.5 billion enterprise value. Extremely new company. 2017 was the year it was founded. We see that revenue has grown absolutely wild. Operating margin has been over 30% recently. Very impressive. Gross margin roughly pushing 80%. Very impressive. We're just not looking at a lot of data here, so just keep that in mind when we make our assumptions. Might have to be a bit more conservative due to the fact that we don't have long history results. Income statement, not too much share increases, which is interesting. Balance sheet, 354 million in liquid assets with just 194 million short-term and long-term debt. So their cash and equivalents and short-term investments is greater than their total liabilities. So beautiful balance sheet. Free cash flow, they have no capital expenditures. It costs them nothing to keep business running. Their use of cash is pushing a little bit on the reinvestment side, both in physical and then intangibles, and then recently buying back a bit of shares, making some acquisitions maybe. Okay. So I think we're ready to make some assumptions here. It's going to be tough with the little data that we have, but I could see revenue growing at, I mean, it's still not very big. It's only producing 582 million. Pharmaceutical and biotech's tough. You really got to look at, um, the drugs that they have, and then from a intangible standpoint, the trademark durations and when they're due and everything. But with it being so new, maybe 10% revenue growth. Maybe after 7 years, there'll be a more sustainable business. I'll be conservative on the P and price free cash flow, saying that I do think there'll be a lot of growth at the end of 7 years, but I'm backing out the probability that they're not able to grow as substantially. And I know I'm only saying 10%, so obviously that's not the 30% that they did in the last year, but I am going to tamper that down a little bit. As for margins, I'll probably put it pretty close to this 3-year average over here, 25, 30. And then recently they've been buying back some shares, so let's say it's flat. Yeah, I mean, I'd be down to do more research here. I'm not an expert on pharmaceuticals, but yeah, the just based off numbers, I mean, yeah, there's not a lot of history, but it's a young company. I think there's still a lot of room for growth. It's just I definitely have to do more research to be more confident in these margins. So yeah, I guess I'll be doing more research on this. Hopefully not too long. So interesting company from initial review, and yeah, I'll be coming back to it shortly. Thank you. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.